The Collection, an excuse for me to talk about more games. Defend the Rook. You are a Magister called upon by the Queen to defend the kingdom, using your Magister magic to maneuver your units within the randomly generated grid to attack your enemies. Use spells that have charges that can be used at any time. Build traps and towers to damage or interrupt enemies. Start a new run. You start in Zone 1, in this case, the mountains. When you beat this zone, you move to the next, and so on. There is a description of the zone and its strengths and weaknesses. Beat each wave within a zone to clear it. Rounds are the amount of turns, and ascensions are unlockable options to make your runs more challenging. There is even an experienced mode to make it even harder. You can see every unit's stats. Yellow is power, red is health, and gray is armor. You must break through the armor before dealing damage to actual health. The most unique unit you have on your team is the Rook, which is like your base. If it is destroyed, you instantly lose. It can attack enemies too, and the coolest mechanic of this fortress is that if an enemy attacks it, they instantly evaporate into the ether after the attack. It becomes a viable strategy to let the Rook get hit on purpose. Note that this instant enemy destruction will not work on elites or boss enemies. Upon beating a wave, you get to choose an upgrade for one of your hero units. These upgrades are random. It quickly becomes a lot of upgrades. Check them by clicking a unit and looking in the corner. You can also check enemy abilities this way. Check the right corner instead. All spells, traps, and turrets can only be used this many times per zone. Don't blow them all on wave 1. By default, to attack enemies, you click one of your units, and then click an enemy in range to attack it. This is the one-click attack option at work. If you would like to attack from another angle, select the space for the unit to move to, and then select an attack target. Or, turn off one-click attack so when a unit is selected and you hover over an enemy, the cursor won't lock onto them for an attack. Instead, you select a space to move to, and then attack. Maybe some of these other options will be useful to you as well, especially the glossary. All the stat symbols are explained, and I really like this one. Enemy behaviors. It explains AI priority. If an enemy unit has the keyword on the left, this details its attack priority to help with your extra strategyness. Heroes earn gold and experience by defeating enemies. Use these resources for various upgrades after beating a zone. Spend experience points to add passive upgrades to each hero. These are randomly generated each run. Spend gold earned from enemies to upgrade your defensive buildings or traps. These bigger abilities are randomly generated each run. Upon defeat, you lose everything. All character upgrades and defense upgrades are gone. The only thing you retain is what can be found in this upgrades menu. Earn gems at the end of runs to spend here for permanent upgrades for heroes, contraptions, and spells. There are some new heroes, traps, and buildings to unlock here, along with more spells and new types of random units that can appear during a battle. One that appears by default is the Thief, which rewards extra gold if defeated, but it leaves the battle after a set amount of turns. When starting a new run, make your choices in the Unit loadout menu. There are various heroes to unlock and more traps and contraptions. Each hero has their own unique passive abilities, so choose who fits your strategic motif. The heroes you start with are the Warrior, who comes with Shield. At the end of your turn, adjacent heroes and contraptions gain +3 temporary armor. The Rogue has Opportunism, which at the end of your turn, if the Rogue is on a disabled trap, rearm it so you can get more uses than your base usage of traps. And the Sorceress, which has Channel. If the Sorceress didn't move this turn, gain +4 temporary armor. You are also given a random set of 3 spells, and can unlock the ability to have more random sets shown to you to choose from. Replayability. There are more zones than the ones you see here. New ones will show up as you get wins, and you will not always fight through the same exact zones or bosses per run. And of course, the Ascensions I mentioned earlier. Defend the Rook is available for Windows and Nintendo Switch. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please like and subscribe or leave a comment with your thoughts about this game. To watch another video from the collection, click the bottom left video, or check out my Building the Deck series with the top left video, where I go over the combat and mechanics of a specific game. Also look for me on Twitch at CardADCGT. Until next time.